OL. Good morning, Sarada sir.
Good morning, sir.
Uh, today, today that Lord's Institute of Management provide you a golden opportunity to ask questions during the session. Our guest, our speakers, today's webinar is why and how is revenue management important to the hospitality industries. Before the start the webinars, I some say two lines about our great personality. This is our Mr. Sarda Prashan Muduli. Sir, you hear me? Sarda sir,
Yes, I
you
can
hear
hear you.
me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Sarda Prashan Muduli, he is an alumnus of Utkal University's in economics. He has more than 18 years of total experience and 14 years in field of reservations and revenue. Also emphasize on brand websites, optimizations, reputation management for hotel, and many more. He has played very important role with Lord's Hotels and Resorts in the capacity of a corporate revenue manager. We are thank you to him to share his valuable time to us, and it is also like thank you to all students come over years, and I request to Sarda sir, he can continue his webinar now. Over to the Sarda sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary. It is immense pleasure to be here to with all these young minds and future of hotel industry. So this is uh, absolutely fantastic to be here and to share my knowledge and what I have been gone through these years of working experience, and I would love to share with you all. And mm, I think some of you must be there when I took a last class when I was discussed about how the revenue management works and how it is basically working in our chain Lords Hotels and Resorts. To study something and to practically do something as two different things. Uh, but to practically do something or apply a material, in what we study today. Only thing is that you need to practice and you continuous, study those basic points of a particular subject. And specifically, the revenue management today play an important role, even if in a COVID during COVID time. More than offline sale, the online sales are in contributing to the hotel industry a very high, a very respected figures of revenue. So now the things are like, I will go through first what is revenue management, a little description about uh, today our class will be about completely about what is revenue management, how and how this is going to help hotels kind of. So I'm just going to share my uh, details. So just be with me. I'm just sharing my screen. Dharmesh, let me know if I'm visible or not. Dharmesh, is it visible? Okay, perfect. Okay, now what is revenue management? So this will be our topic today. I'll just touch each and everything. Then I will also take another 4-5 classes. I would like to take permission of Mr. Chaudhary. After this, I will also take some.
You can, sir. You can,
Okay.
sir.
So today we'll just complete the basic points, and next 3-4 classes, I will continue these definitions of each and every subject of the revenue management. So, what is revenue management? I mean, we talk about a lot of in the hotel industry, and why hotels should consider working on a revenue management. So, these are the two concepts of which we have been discussing. Now, these are the basic points. Uh, what is about OTA? OTA means this online travel associations or agencies, whatever you told about, perform smart inventory distributions, focus on direct bookings, upsell and upsell and upsell, then the reputation, which is called review management. And under advanced strategies, because these two strategies normally revenue management, which is comply with today's, especially in India and hotels like chain hotels and 3 to 4 star to 5 star, any hotel, they apply this same method of revenue management. In advanced strategies, little more deeper is perform demand and forecasting, competition analysis, field management, and pricing strategies. So we'll go through one by one. So what is revenue management? Revenue management is a backbone of a profitable hotel business. However, it has already seemed challenging to hotel because of many misconceptions. Revenue management for hotels can be wrapped up into 5 hours. Wow, what are these 5 hours? These 5 hours are right room to the right guest, the right moment, the right price, at the right platform. So that means these basic concepts have to understand that when we sell our room, we all know during our study, throughout a study, that rooms are very much a perishable commodity. If today a room cannot sell, it cannot be sold tomorrow. It has to be sold today, because if it's unsold today, you cannot sell it tomorrow. So today's revenue is a loss. So that is why entire globally this concept started, how to sell these unsold rooms in a particular people, a particular time, a particular rate, a particular a platform. So we'll describe one by one here. Now, why hotels should consider working on a revenue management? Over the years, the hotel industry has become truly competitive. It is challenging for hotels to survive and stand ahead among their competitors. Besides, your hotel business is not meant to be run on the grounds of going with the flow. Here is when revenue management comes into picture, it helps to fight against these problems and to have a successful hotel business, a headway among your competitors, a steady flow of income regarding any factor. That means hotel wants to do their business with a tough competitions and with a profitable mindset, because without profit nobody consists in any business. If you don't have a profit, then you don't work. So this is why the revenue management comes into impact. Earlier, before revenue management applicable in the hotel industry, there was revenue management, but that was not exactly working a completely approachable or systematic approach was not there. If you go back to before 2000, 6, 7 or 8, there was a reservation was very important. There is no revenue management approach in entire world. Post 2006 and 7, slowly steadily, the revenue management was very profitable in airline industry. You know airline industry. Today you if you suppose you are purchasing a ticket today, you might be for the next month you might be getting a cheaper rate. And if you closer to the date, if you purchase the same ticket, the rate might be higher. You must be every one of you go through that period of time. So that concept, now hotelier thought that why don't you apply the same policy in a hotel, because today my inventory is absolutely unsold. 100% rooms are available. I can sell some rooms in absolutely very less rates, and then slowly steadily I will sell those particular rooms in a higher rate. So these process, it is not that I sell this number of rooms and at this price or this number of this price. That is a completely a systematic approach. That if I have 100 rooms, total 25 rooms I'll sell in a what rate, the next 15 rooms I'll sell in a what rate, next 30 rooms I'll sell in what rate. So these kind of basic kind of for approach is required. Okay. Somebody is using the screen, so stop using the screen to putting these lines, because it is not visible for everyone. I have to stop there and again. Okay. Now, Dharmesh, please look at that right sub. Okay. Now, after this, we'll just come to how to use this guide of revenue management. We have to go through these strategies. Then slowly, steadily, we can implement the hotels and analyze the results. So let us go through the process. The initial option is revenue management, is the registration of our hotels in a lot of distribution channels. Today, uh, our hotels industry, not only we have going through a kind of distribution channels we are having, uh, you know, we have to think about beyond our uh, you know capability or availability in the hotel channels. There's a lot of channels available. Apart from these OTAs like Make My Trip or the Go Ibibo, then Agoda, then Clear Trip, then Yatra, then Go Ibibo, then Expedia, Booking.com. Uh, you know, lot of agencies are there. So, as a hotelier, we should understand in which channel I am getting maximum exposure. If I am getting a maximum exposure in X channel, any of a channel, so then I have to think it that how I could maximize my distribution or my inventory of the hotel towards that particular channel, rather than putting my exposures or putting my efforts to sell my hotel rooms, all the hotels. Okay. Uh, Anybody today, all of you, can you tell me? Do you understand what is the role of a OTA? You can just unmute yourself and or you can just raise your hand if you like know about what is OTA. Then I will describe you. If you're not aware of OTA, then I'll explain you.
Sir, basically, OTAs are used like way between. It is used as a connection between the customers and the hotels. Basically, just like as we used to book rooms on like Trivago.com or whatever the OTA are, and it is just like a Zomato or Swiggy that we use. It is just like it connects us to the restaurant or basically the hotel which we use. So basically, it is kind of a connection between some hotel or our customers, and it uses like some kind of commission and stuff like that from hotels and from customers, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, so Correctly said. A little, I'll correct him. He's almost correct. See, that OTA means, this is called online distribution channel. So, online travel agencies. Online travel agencies means they sell our room on their platform, and we give them some commission percentage. So that, and their marketing effort, their absolutely the efforts they do, do for their properties, like an OTA can register lakhs of properties across the world, across the India and abroad. So they register a hotel and they sell the properties through their platform, and help the your distribution, our hotel's distribution, to fill our rooms in particular manner and a particular rate. But the entire rate management is in our hand. It is not an OTA's hand. OTA is only promote your hotel. OTA can only promote a hotel, but we, the hotelier, has the right to update the rates, to update the promotions, to update the kind of what rate you are going to keep on a holidays, what rate you are going to keep on a weekend, weekdays. So strategy will be ours, but they will be uh, like a market our product in their channels. So so this is a connect to the OTAs. Then select the OTAs as a are your accommodation type. As I told, whatever the hotel type we have. Suppose we have a leisure hotel, we have to promote as a leisure hotel. Suppose we have a business hotel, we have to see the which channel is beneficial for the business hotels. Because if you mix it together, the effort is mixed, then you might lose some good or good number of business from that particular channel. Like Booking.com and Expedia, they have very powerful in case of international travelers. So when you book through Booking.com, Expedia, suppose you have a hotel in Goa, then you must register your property and promote a property in Expedia and Booking.com and Agoda. Suppose we have a hotel in Dahej. Dahej is basically a domestic place where none of the people international travel happens. So we promote that hotel in a more in a Go Empty and Go I want to make my trip and Yatra, rather than Expedia and Booking.com, because domestic channels has a very important role for the hedge. So this is where we normally differentiate or which channel, the connection should be better or correct, appropriate. I'll say the word appropriate hotel with appropriate distribution channel. This is our first and foremost important point on case of revenue management today. The next person is the next option is ultimate secret is don't limit yourself for the limited OTAs. You know, we should not limit ourselves for the very limitation of our okay, I will sell my hotel with only this channel, or I'll registered okay, 5 6 channels I have registered, that's okay. No, we have to, as a revenue manager, we have to explore the ideas with many more today, many more channels available, and you must know what is the distribution channel and what is the meta search engine. So the distribution channels means as I told you, Agoda, Booking.com, Expedia, GoMMT. Apart from that, today we have added so many other OTAs. C Trip is international OTAs. Then we have in India there is a new channels added. The Ease My Trip, Make Happy Easy Go, and your what is it called? Lot of channels come with like it's called hourly online, my stay, easy stay. Lot of OTAs are today available to sell a product. So now we have to be very keen on to sell our product and how which platform we are going to so we should not limit ourselves into very limited OTAs. We should think about registration of a hotel into in many more hotels, many more distribution channels, so that exposure of our hotels, exposure to lot of guests, exposure to lot of people is obviously helpful for us. The next part is perform a smart inventory distribution. So what is a smart inventory distributions? Okay, any of us know about a channel manager? Can someone tell me what do you mean by channel manager? Any idea? Then or I will describe.
No, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you. The channel manager is basically a bridge. It's a bridge between, see, in a hotel, uh, then you have a 30 to 40 different distribution channels platform. And each channel platform, you have a three kind of rooms or four kind of rooms. And each room category has a maybe different plans like EP, CP, MAP, AP. Now, uh, if you calculate in registration of a one channel and updation of inventory and rate one channel, so that means every room has associated with a four different rate plans. So that means it's one channel. You have to register if you have a four category of rooms, 16 different rate category and 16 different inventory category. So how to, if you do it manually, then you cannot control your hotel inventory in such a fast way and efficient way. So there comes the role of a channel manager. In my next class, I will I will only keep one class for distribution, one class for OTA, one class for review optimizations, and one class for forecasting and demand and supply forecasting, so that you will easily understand. Now I'm just touching these points so that you can easily understand. You keep this file with you. You can study it. You can have it. The channel manager is basically a place where you optimize it. You just keep one place in one platform. You connect 100 plus distribution channels. Agoda, from Agoda to Expedia or to Yatra, 50, 60, 100 channels you can easily put it in one place, and you can manage your distribution and inventory and rates from one place. So that is very easy to understand. Easy to manage your inventory, easy to manage your rate, easy to manage your report, and the month end report, then the weekly reports, because analysis is also important. So there the channel manager helps. Channel manager help us to understand the reports easily, to update the inventory easily, to update the rates easily, update the promotions very easily in one place. You just simply update the inventory in a channel manager, automatically it push that inventory update towards all the OTA channels. So this is basically a technology. It's a technical software where it helps us to manage more than a 50 to 100 channels at a time. So how it helps? It helps us. It saves a lot of time for us. Let's say you don't have a channel manager, and if you updating inventory one of the OTA, in the similar time somebody can book a room in another OTA. So that means your sold out positions you cannot confirm, and you will be have a lot of overbooking. Because till the time you close it in one OTA, another OTA will pop up and the booking will be confirmed, and your life is gone. Then the customer will file a case against hotel. Why you are not giving my hotel? My reservation is confirmed. You must give a room. A lot of issue happens. So that is why the channel manager comes into place.
Sir,
Because
sorry to disturb you, but
yes,
it is like in real time availability is known by the manager, right? You mean to say?
yeah, today there is another technology available in our lords hotels and resorts. We have such a fast technology. Our PMS, property management system, is integrated with her channel manager. So this is a real-time updates push to the channel manager. So you don't need to observe, okay, how many rooms. If your premise is closed, then automatically channel manager send a message to all the OTS, the inventory is closed. So to answer your question, yeah, this is the job of a revenue manager, or if it is not associated with your automated inventory push with the PMS, manually, when you see your inventory is full, then you have to manually invest in update that inventory, or you can, that is option called a pooled inventory. That means suppose you want to sell only 20 rooms on a OTA. So in a channel manager, there's an option you can just only put 20 rooms. So once these 20 rooms are sale in any of the OTAs will filled up, then automatically all the OTAs will be closed. But, but, but today people are not preferring to OTA because sorry, pool inventory, because due to COVID, a lot of hotels are open. There's absolutely no situation today, kind of inventory has been closed, or inventory has been shut down, because inventory is wide open today. Is it understood correctly? To your question?
Yes, sir. Sir, got you.
Okay, somebody raised a hand. You can go ahead and ask a question. Yeah, Chris, tell me. Want to ask a question?
No answer, sir. No question. Sorry, sir.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. So, so this is the benefit of a distribution platform, inventory management. That is we called a smart inventory distribution. If you have a channel manager, then it will be easy to take a call on your distribution partner, distribution channels, and it will easily understood. You can update your rates. You can easily update your, uh, kind of inventory and rate both. So the next point is, okay, this is I will already explained that how the distribution works. Normally you push the rates, and normally if it is, as I give you example, if you do it manually, it is tough. If you do it through channel manager, it is very easy to get a potential booking of you. You should not lose your potential booking. Then next is your focus on a direct booking. Anybody can tell me what does a direct booking mean? Anyone can tell me?
Like it is just like a direct website of a hotel, and anyone can book on your hotel, like for example, like calling you, or you can have like book on your own website of the hotel, something like that.
Absolutely correct. Direct booking means you encourage your distribution channels be there, but more emphasis how a customer will come and book on our own website. That person will be your direct bookings. So for direct bookings, what we normally do, because direct customer is your loyal customer who wants to come with you directly. So you should always appreciate that, you know, and how to how to get a direct bookings. You should have a good, very nice, handy website. Then you should have a good photos and videos. You should have a good search engine optimization strategies, like you should use keywords optimization through Google, and when people search your hotel, how to come in a first number, second number, you know, integrate a good solid booking engine with your website, so that people will easily book a room with you. And significantly lot of promotional benefits you can give to your customer, so that they can come directly to you. So by this brand website, in our term we call it as a direct booking, means a brand website bookings. And when a customer come uh, through your brand website, he is your loyal customer. He is your she is your top quality customer, and he or she will 100% wants to stay with you, so you can offer a loyalty discounts to that customer, so that that customer can keep continuing with you, and you have some direct benefit, and you save that commission we normally pay to OTAs. You don't pay here because this is your own website. That is why direct customer bookings is what important. Okay, is it understood correctly? Rinkesh has raised a hand. Rinkesh, tell me.
Sir, as in to give the benefits to a customer, like a hotel can start a loyalty program, like you said,
Yeah.
and give them like exciting offers, like everything, like from spa to, and all these benefits can attract a direct booking, right, sir?
Absolutely, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Absolutely correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, what is a meta search engine? Normally, you these OTAs and meta search are two different parts. Trivago, TripAdvisor, these and Google and Kayak. These are the meta search engines. They don't allow themselves to book directly, but they optimize lot of distribution channels to come and book on themselves. So our hotel must be registered on TripAdvisor and Trivago. Number one, our hotel must be registered in we must have registered under all these meta search engines, so that meta search engines help other OTAs to come towards them and book it. That's the business association with them. They do business normally with this meta search engines and all these OTAs. Then there should be a very good discount for our website, and we should always show our reviews, good reviews on our website, and that should be a chatbot where the customer can chat with us and we can give a proficient answers to them. Then the whenever customer went to the hotel, he or she should clearly see the what are the amenities we are providing, and if we can yeah, so and if we can you know Google ads and all these things are very much have to invest a lot of money on that. And social media optimization, today we must have a Facebook page, have an Instagram page, LinkedIn page. This is has to be there. Collaborate with local partners. Local partner means that must be kind of you must be seen like marketing efforts, like hoardings and all these kind of things must be there. Email marketing, normally email marketing we send it to a lot of our people with mentioning all the details and all the highlighted discounts. And if you can have a budget for a radio ad or television ad also, that is a good options to attract a customer. Consider hosting events at a hotel. Normally we do in so every hotel of ours we do in a year hosting a kind of a party for all our customers, all our guests and companies, to give them a like a kind some sort of appreciation that you are using a hotel. So every hotel use it as a platform and hosting a events, appreciate to our corporate customers and travel agents and other loyal customers, so that people will be benefited from that. People will appreciate, and we should respect the customer's choice and their effort to booking us. So this is called a direct booking benefits. How this tricks will helpful to taking our benefits. If you intend to take a career in revenue management, please note down this point. This is a very very important point. Now the next part of our point is upsell and upsell and upsell. Normally, Ajay, revenue. When I started my career in reservations, I'm talking about 2002 and 3. You know, you don't believe I used to, I learned from my manager who was there in that time. You know, I learned about how to upsell the property. You know, say, I think there is some issue with the connection. Dharmesh, can you hear me? I was disconnected. So I'll the upsell quality must be within a revenue manager is must, because if you sell all a property in the same rate, then you are not optimizing your revenue. You must have a plan that last 10 to 20 rooms must be sold in an X price. If you don't have a strategy for that particular period of time, then your room could have been sold on a higher rate, which is you are not you basically undermine that, because suppose your last 10 rooms your ARR is going through a 3,000 rupees and your last 10 rooms are available, and how do you sell the rooms? Before selling those rooms on a higher price, you must have a three type of data with you. One, what is happening in your city, and what is your historical data says for this period of time, and what is your current occupancy and current status of that particular day. This three data, this three data must be with you before you're taking a call on an upsell. Because in revenue management, there is two line which is a very much we can sell it a crime. What is a crime in hotel industry? Selling in a first rule you can note down. First crime is if you sell a room in a higher price in a lower price in a higher demand date, it's a crime. And in a lower demand rate, if you're selling in a room in a higher price, that is also a crime. My these 10 days are sluggish, nothing will happen, no movement in city, but still if you keep a higher rate, then also you are losing your revenue. And if you're keeping a lower rate in a higher demand rates, you know okay, today we have a convention or one meeting is going on in a city and a lot of people are coming to city, and still you are not raising your rates, then also you are losing your revenue. So you have to be very much calculative when you are taking a call on selling your rooms in a particular date or time and a particular specific within a time range. In the morning itself you saw my 5 rooms are available, then then you can say kind of in the morning itself you saw that okay 6 rooms are available. Then uh, then in the morning itself you say the 6 rooms are available. Then you say okay these 6 rooms are available to sell, but again uh, in the afternoon you thought about okay to selling these rooms on a very high rate, and it is not able to you are not able to sell those rooms on those kind of rates. Then you have to readjust your rates, otherwise you'll lose at the evening by not selling those rooms in that particular time. So that means every moment of selling a hotel room is 100% your policy, your traditionally what you used to do, okay, keep one rate and sell the hotels. Now this is not like that. you have to be take a call on those particular time, of very specific, conditions, uh, by before you are applying, or rates for particular date. You have to be keep an eye. What is your inventory left in the morning? What is your inventory left in the afternoon? And because that date is gone, you lose out inventory. I mean, you lose the revenue if you don't follow those rules. So that is where to take a calculated call. Hold on a second. I'm just give me a 10 seconds. I'll come back.
Panga.
Kishan,
Yeah, somebody wants to ask a question. Somebody raise their hand.
so good morning, sir. This is Akshay.
Yes, Akshay, tell me.
Sir, it's actually you just told me regarding the major two prime. So could you just guide the student who set the room price? Like you told me that you told us that in morning the price will be the different, the afternoon price will be the difference. So actually,
Yes.
sir, who set the pricing strategy like a tariff? Like morning it
Okay.
will be the 2000 and afternoon it might be the 1500.
It is the revenue manager who set the price.
Okay,
See,
fine,
every hotel has a budget. Okay,
fine.
every hotel
So
follow a budget, but apart from the budget, it is the revenue manager who decide what price will become if it is a higher yield dates or it is a lower yield dates. So you can fluctuate your rates accordingly, 25% below or 25% up. Suppose my
okay,
budget is 3,000, I can go below 3,000 up to 25% below. I can go up to 25% higher for my product to justify my product, to sell my product accordingly. Okay,
okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
thank you. So now after upsell, one very important aspect is called reviews. What is how the reviews are concerned? We know, that if you don't receive a 5-star review, then it is very difficult for us to understand that particular customer's nature, how whatever. We always send a feedback, thank you mail, feedback mail. Sir, thank you for your review. Thank you for your stay with us. Please give us a feedback. Please give us a review. So we should always encourage a high number of reviews, because high number of reviews will push us a good reputation, and good reputation means a higher conversion of your bookings. Because today, before making 90% of is a global study as per the TripAdvisor, 90% it is not I am saying, it is a TripAdvisor and Trivago set of their survey says that 90% of people today decide a hotel booking or a restaurant booking by first seeing their review. And any of you today go to any place, like some of you must have booked through Amazon or Flipkart or Mintra. What do you do normally? You also go through a review first, correct? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so that is why the hotel industry also operates. If your review is good, your hotel, talk about good reputation, your hotel will be preferred as a number one hotel to select it. So the customer will come and book it if your review is good. If your review is bad, then obviously customer will think twice whether I should come to this hotel or not. Then he'll prefer another hotel. So our review must be a good review for a hotel, for a restaurant, or for any listing of the kind of things. So here it comes that your review comes a very important role. Review plays a very, very important role, and positive review is the ultimate goal. And how you and as a person, how do you obviously ask me, Sir, how do you get these reviews? See, there is a technology for that. Normal one, use the technology, send a review request form. Number one. Number two, interaction with guest. The person who was checking out, the person having a dine, the person having a banquet party. Only thing is that when our guest relationship manager or executive will talk to those people, talk to this, when you talk to these people and will talk to this, customers and ask about their feedback. Sir, you have a dinner today. So is it satisfied? How is it, sir? Do you need something? So the customer think about, oh, I have been noticed. Everybody like to notice. If tomorrow you are sitting in a conference, or if the conference host will ask your name, oh, Mr. Rinkesh, stand up and tell me, are you happy with my lecture? So you will be obviously feel happy. Okay, somebody is taking my name. So similarly, customer needs a kind of attention. If you give that attention to customer will be very happy. Even if he has some negative things, he will share with you. नहीं, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, मुझे तो ये अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, कैन यू, मेरे को एक ऑमलेट चाहिए, मुझे कोई दे नहीं रहा है. तो ये ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू इंटरेक्ट, कस्टमर को साथ इंटरेक्ट करेंगे. कोई कहेगा नहीं नहीं, मुझे तो यार एक्चुअली मैंगो जूस चाहिए, मुझे कोई मिल नहीं रहा है. तो कोई कहेगा ब्रेकफास्ट में मुझे सॉसेज चाहिए, यहाँ तो सॉसेज है ही नहीं, खत्म हो गया, कोई रिप्लेनिश नहीं कर रहा है. सो दैट वे your interaction with the customer help to get a positive review. If you don't meet your customer, then obviously what will happen, your customer will, you lose that customer. Okay, so this is how the important of a review is comes, and this is important of review comes here. And if you do not, at least if you don't get a positive review is okay, but do not get a negative review. That is crime. Do not allow a negative review on your platform, because that put you another back foot. Okay, now the next is next is the basic revenue management part is gone. Now we are coming to the advanced strategy. I think I'll just stop it. Okay. So what is the advanced revenue management part? It is called, okay, this is, I'll not to go to the details because it is a very lengthy session would be. I don't want to be put you all guys,
Sir. Hello, sir.
demand and focusing is that, as a revenue manager, we must know what inventory I have and how I'm going to sell this inventory. Here this role comes a role of marketing, what do you call, two options is called very important. One is your business source and one is your market segment. Okay, so market segment and business sources, these two things have a very connective role with demand and forecasting. How? Because when you prepare a budget, if you don't have that data of what is your market source, your business source and your market segment, then you cannot achieve a goal for the next year. Because if I know what is my market segment contribution, what is a market segment? Market segment means, suppose your hotel get business from a corporate, from a travel agent, from a MICE, from a online, from online promotions, then from your what do you call them, weddings, then you call them suppose your hotel is nearby airport, then you get airline crew. Suppose your hotel is by seashore, or maybe a port, then you get a port business, a shipping crew. So all this segmenting, by segmenting these rates, what is the corporate gates might be your travel agent rate is different. What is the corporate individual rate, CVGR, we called a company volume guaranteed rate, is different from a corporate discounted rate. So these are called the market segments. You have to differentiate your market segments, and you must collect your data that what is the market segment percentage for my last year. Then accordingly, I'll plan my market segment for this year. So this is called a demand and forecasting for that particular period of time. So if you do not collect those data, what kind of customer you have last year, these last year for May month, what is my corporate customer percentage? What is my corporate groups percentage? Is there any conference happened with me? What was that percentage? Is there any travel agency business with me? What is the percentage of that particular guest market segment? What is there any wedding with me happened with me? What is that? If yes, then what is the customer percentage? That percentage of bookings weddings. If is there any shipping crew or airline crew was there, then if I'm not able to get there, what is the variation of business? So these are the details which you need to study and which need to take it out. Okay, so there it comes. And apart from market segment, another part is business source. What is it? How to know business source? Business source is basically division of sources of revenue. Okay, I have a hotel, so there is a sales manager. So sales manager, unit sales office is a business source. Unit, we have a hotel reservation team, so that is another source of business. We have a central reservation team, which is in a Mumbai. That is another source of business. We have a regional sales team, which is another business team. We have a sales team in Kolkata and Mumbai, and Delhi and Ahmedabad. So that is another sales of business, source of business. So these are a different source of business. So that means we must know what is the kind of business coming through and which source are giving how much percentage. If I don't categorize those, then I'm not able to meet my demand and forecasting need. Because in May month, I know there are 5 wedding dates. So I propose myself these 5 wedding dates, I should get maximum revenue. And I should know, okay, tell me, if a marriage date comes with me, then how should I prepare? As a customer, normally if you want to arrange a marriage, when will you arrange a marriage? Do you like to arrange a marriage on 10 days prior to marriage, or 3 months prior to marriage? Can somebody reply?
So of course 3 months.
Exactly. So that means if prior to 3 months your marriage date is not full, then boss, something very damn mistake is there. You have to correct yourself. Otherwise, you lose a lot of business there. So that means your marriage dates are not full. Your 33 months window is passing. Now you are not getting a business. That means you have to think very proactively to how to fill those rooms. That means the customer did not choose a booking, or might be booking came to you, landed at you, but your team did not materialize it. So you must have taken a meeting with your team and ask them, boss, what happened? Why you have not filled these dates? So there it comes, and why the business has not come. So this is the reason, the business has not been conceptualized and lost. So that means you're not able to study your demand and supply, because the supply is there, your rooms are available, demand comes to you, but you not able to convert those business. So this is very important in understanding a performance of demand and forecasting. That means whenever it comes to you, you must know what is the customer percentage. Let's say, inbound tourism. You know what is inbound tourism? Inbound tourism is called all these foreign people comes to India for to visit. Okay, so in the leisure hotels like Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, we have hotels. So we take inbound groups, and inbound groups give us a very lower profile rate. And I have a, let's say I have a 100-room hotel. As the demand is coming, okay, there is a date where inbound tour operator might ask us to sell all 100 rooms, but we cannot sell all 100 rooms to one customer, because your yield, your ARR, your ADR, your RevPAR will be compromised if you sell everything to one customer. You have to segment it. There is a demand, but you have to segmentize that. How to segmentize? Okay, I can give you 50% groups for inbound groups. Then apart from next 50%, I have to categorize plan. I have to give 10% to my regular corporates. I have to give 10% for my regular travel agencies. I have to give 10% for my walk-in customer. I have to keep 10% for my MICE customer who normally comes for conference meetings to me. So, because if you take 100 rooms full property for one customer, then you lose other segments of business. Then what will happen? One, those segment will move away from your hotel. They will, very rare chance, a study has been shown up that there will be a very rare chance this customer will come back to your hotel. So that means you have to, your data collections of your market segment, your business source, your history, your historical data, and your demand, current demand. It all plays a very, very major role in demand and forecasting. Am I clear, or is it understood clearly, or it is gone little above with your mind?
No, sir, it's clear.
It's clear? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Perfect. So now, next part is I already explained these tips, how to records and all these things, comparative analysis, all this part of I have an analysis. One part I have not comparative analysis here, because also when you are demand and forecasting your rates, so also there is a very important role of what is your competition rate. Also, you have to think about that. Let's say you have a 50% rooms available and your competition is 100% sale, sold out. So that means there's only option that people will choose you as a second best hotel. So that means we should not lose out. We should not lose out. That options. If your competition, I'll take in next class how to take a call on that. Only understand today that understanding the competition rates equally important to take a call on the rate when you are changing your rates or optimizing your rates. Okay, I've already mentioned what is segment, market trend, holidays, historical data, accurate record. I have already touched those points. Okay. Uh, okay. So now the next part, that's come very important, as I said, competition analysis. Competition analysis is a very important tool. It helps to, understand who is your competitor. We have actually made, there is an industry, there is absolutely some parameters. These are the parameters of a competition. How to choose your competition? How many number of rooms? What are the room types? Location? How much distance from us? Then size of the property, What are the brand affiliations? Some of our hotels are nearby. Brands are Fawn, Sarovar, Lemon Tree. So there, it does matter. So then, number of OTA connections, number of services. Is there a swimming pool or there not? Is there a restaurant available with the competition hotel? Is there any gym or spa available? Is there any kind of a bigger banquet hall is available, lawn is available? So a number of services they have. You also any special amenities, marketing strategies, average ratings, and social media presence. Are they available on all social media or not? Number of reviews, as I said, proper review analysis. Already explained. So these are the parameters to justify who is your competition or who is your not. Okay. So now next part is your yield management. So yield is basically what is a yield? That means determining the right hotel room pricing is called yield management category. So that means so basically your room, when you sell a room, there's a lot of expenditure also involved in that. One is your direct in expenditure, one is your indirect expenditure. Okay. When you sell a room, obviously on a third party channel, OTA, there is a there are that's called uh, commission involved. So commissions has to be a part of expenditure. GST to the government, that is also kind of expenditure. Tax is a statutory part, not expenditure is a statutory part. So that is that money will not come to you. So apart from all these statutory kind of expenditures and statutory expenditures, all the amount has been left, that is called your yield management. So here I'm just giving you a 3 scenario. Just look at this. So occupancy is the key parameter to measure your hotel's performance. So how do you all know about how to measure occupancy? Number of occupied rooms by number of available rooms is multiply 100. That's your occupancy. How do you get the RevPAR? This is the RevPAR method. And how to get your average daily rate? It is the average daily rate. So what number of, when you analyze those rates, and after this analyzation of these rates, after the commission expenditure, after the statutory government taxes, what is left with you, that normally considered as a yield. So this is a direct yield. Apart from even that, we have something hidden or back end kind of details. Every room we invest some money for housekeeping expenditures. We have to keep our room clean, neat. All the amenities need to be there. So what is the real expenditure for a hotel? Almost like a kind of 600 rupees or 7 rupees we expend normally for a hotel to maintain the standard of the hotel. A housekeeping person daily clean the room. That is also involved expenditure involved there. So these are the indirect expenditure which will normally refer to a P&L, profit and loss statement. I'm just stating for a sake of a knowledge. So these 3 parameters you take it out for your yield management. Now the next part is your pricing strategy. So what is a pricing strategy? As I said, the pricing strategy is based, we in our every hotel we have a strategy. Like suppose 0 to 30% occupancy, what will be the ARR? 30 to 50% occupancy, what will be the ARR? 50 to 70% occupancy, what will be ARR? So that strategy has to be maintained, because without strategy we will move like a headless chicken. If I'm a 50% occupancy already, I'm selling on a still on a lower rate, then how can you justify your revenue, daily revenue? You can't. So there comes a pricing strategy. The strategy must be there. Sorry, I just received a call from hotel. So okay, now after this pricing strategy, it's called strategy one, which is called a dynamic pricing. So dynamic pricing is just like that. When your occupancy higher, you sell on a higher rate. When occupancy lower, you sell your room at a lower rate. But there is a, we called it LSR, last standing rate. You cannot sell beyond that rate. Suppose I sell my property in $100, I can't go beyond $50. You know, the basic room rate would be $50. I cannot go beyond that rate. So that strategy has to be adopted. So that is called your, dynamic pricing. So this is showing a kind of segmentation of rates in strategy two. How I have already explained you the segment. Which segment you should focus on what rate, what discount. For corporate, you might give a 30% discount. For agents, travel agent, you can give a 15% discount because you have to give also 10% commission to travel agent. So you have to create a market segmentation report and or your business source report. And that is the Christmas holidays coming. Maybe in India we call it a summer holidays coming. So we can ready to run some promotions. You can see our website today. We're running a summer promotions because we are prepared for that. We planned it for that. So this kind of segmentation wise, you have to give discounts, and discount also given on the section of holidays. See, you have to think it very intellectually. Business hotels get a maximum bookings on weekdays, and leisure hotels get maximum bookings on weekends. So you have to alternatively give discounts in business hotels in the weekends and weekdays discounts to the leisure hotels. That strategy we have to form it. So this is how the important of a rate pricing. Okay. Now the strategy 4 is rates as per length of stay. Sometimes people choose, okay, I want to stay long stay guest, 5 nights, 7 nights. No, we must run those kind of packages. 2-night package, 3-night package, 4-night package, 6-night package, long stay package, business package. These kind of packages help us to understand the need of the customer. Might be you can sell a maximum food and beverage revenue. Let's say you sell in a package your lunch or dinner. A person is very happy. Okay, I'm getting a package rate. My budget is 20,000 for 6 nights. I'm happy. I'm in 20,000. I'm getting my lunch, breakfast, dinner, and everything. So this is the benefit of another pricing strategy, which is called your length of stay and package. These are very important aspects for your decision making on pricing. The next part is a loyalty program. Somebody, I think some of you one told me before, what is the loyalty program? Loyalty means, suppose I have a 30 hotels. Now I have to run a loyalty program that if a customer stays with me 15 days, or 16 days, or 10 days, or must have visited 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, 50 times. So that means we have to acknowledge that person's loyalty and offer some very, very healthy discounts, inclusions, flexibility in check-in, checkouts, upgradations, banquet discounts, some freebies, some free discount, some souvenir, some gift. So this will bind that customer towards us. The customer will not, give or move away from our hotel if we give them an option to acknowledge or honor that loyalty points. We'll simply tell them that, sir, you have been very loyal to our hotel brand, so this is a token of appreciation. We can give some souvenirs, some very better discounts, some sort of that. This is going to be kind of very helpful. Okay, so now after loyalty program, what will be happening when we have a loyalty program? The customer will be joined through a loyalty chain, and that customer will attract more customer towards us. He'll say or she'll say, okay, hi, hey guys, I'm very happy with Lord's Hotels loyalty program. Why don't you come to also be a member of loyalty program of Lord's? That is why hotel chains run a loyalty program. To appreciate, to acknowledge a customer's effort, or I'll say in a Vedic word, it is a gratitude. It is our gratitude towards a customer who normally books back or books our brand or books our brand continuously, and we should appreciate our acknowledge with some token of a gift or appreciation or kind of a point or reward program, whatever you say. So that has to be must for a hotel brand. Okay, so after the loyalty, then the customer is your source of one sort of kind of a brand ambassador of your hotel, and you would not to be, and we have to take care of our brand ambassador. That way, today every 5-star hotel in globally run a loyalty program without fail, and loyalty is always successful because you cannot offer them an open discount. So it is better, a loyalty discount is better for those customers. So that is why loyalty works. So I think that is complete my understanding of how the revenue management helping hotels. What are the key aspects of hotel revenue management, and how this is helping to get this, uh, revenue management or kind of helpful for with your with each and every aspect of a hotel. So these points, to continue with this related class, I will discuss with Mr. Chaudhary and Mr. Dharmesh how we will continue on.
Yes, so we will be inform you for that shortly.
Yeah, I
Because
will.
this is that very, very important departments, because
Yes.
this is, I think this is that this is the heart of that our hospitality industries. Without revenue
Absolutely.
management, you can't do anything, because the
Absolutely.
major play roles we already discuss our students. And students, this is very, 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 very important chapters in your life. You become a general manager, you become a operation heads. It is major important roles. The owners, they don't know the money, the how you revenue collect from that guest or somehow. This is the major departments, and we are like, thank you to sir. This is very, very important. Right now, the questionnaire sessions that students you allow that you ask that related question to sir.
Yeah, anyone having, I'm ready to take any questions. So one by one, we'll take a questions if you have some points. So, next 15 minutes, we can take questions, not a problem.
Sir, as we speak of OTA, we covered, discussed about OTA agencies and stuff like that. So, do hotels have a contract with OTA, like for how long time they are going to promote their hotels, or the more payment they does, the more promotion will they get?
Yeah, your question is how the OTAs are promoting hotels in their platform.
Yeah, matlab, kind of like, do they have a contract, something like that, like for this time?
Yes, yes. We have a contract. OTAs does have a contract. OTAs does have a kind of we have to sign a contract with any of OTA before, and that contract it is a very comprehensive contract, and it is has to be gone through a lot of legal point of legal to our legal team. They approve it, then we sign it, then will the relationship starts, and the contract is binding with a lot of rules and regulations.
Sir, as you said that there are so many rules and regulations in the contract, does like OTAs have a problem with the hotel own website? Like logically, they shouldn't have a problem because OTA is getting money either way, if it promotes or not. But
Yeah,
if OTA is promoting, so does OTA have a problem if the hotel has their own website?
good question, very good question. I'll say, see, normally OTA does not come with a like a kind of a complaint for what if you keep a lower rate or lower something in a website. But the trick is we don't openly discount it in our website. We do it with some promo codes, with some loyalty discounts, with some length of stay promotions. Some like kind of through a various deals and deal codes and promo codes. So OTA does not compare the rates with the promo code, because promo code is something which is basically run through a technicality in a backend. So OTA doesn't complain. But yes, if you directly decrease your rate in a website, then OTA might come to you, boss. You're pushing your rates very low on a website. That is why people are not coming to me. So that is why we also run some different kind of promotion or different OTs to justify that they are happy with their content of or rate management options. Because if you see, obviously it is has been proved widely globally proved that OTA business is comes to like 30-35% business comes from OTA, but the website business is hardly comes more than 3%. Even a Taj and Oberoi's, they able to they with the very good loyalty program, they used to get a discounts of after maintaining some so much discounts and loyalty, they get 7 to 6% of booking from their websites. Even Taj and Oberoi's. So you can imagine. So you can imagine that there is a scope of you know uh, still up to 6 to 7% booking we can get it done. In today, in a Lord's brand, we're getting up to 4% business on our brand website, and 35% coming booking coming from our OTAs. You know, so this is the kind of scenario which we are actually getting it from our. So as Devang, as you said, it is there as a revenue manager. It is utmost your duty that rate parity is a very important tool of our revenue management. It has to be there, but you have to also diplomatically logic. I mean, you have to run some different kind of promotions or website so that a lot of people attract your direct customers. So this is kind of a scenario that I have to be there also. I have to be here also. I have to find out a way as a revenue manager when where I can successfully run my campaigns across the channels and the website. Is it okay, Devang, to understood?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody Amos Gamit. He mentioned asking a question: how is management industry growth in training? Okay, training industry, my dear friend, it is growing absolutely in a 200% speed. Training today is not topic is not training, but I'll tell you, my friend, training industry is going through absolutely rocking speed. If somebody wants to be a trainer, then you have to be master in all departments. And on, please take my word, training industry is the future industry. Training is
Sir, sorry
going.
interrupt you. Sir, sorry interrupt you.
Yes,
Dear
sir.
students, today's topic is revenue management. I request you all that related question to ask sir. Don't waste his time. His very, very precious time, because he's a corporate head of revenue divisions. Right now, that pandemic, there is so many conditions, very, very poor conditions in our entire properties, not our properties, every property.
Yeah.
So he's keeping up crucial roles. So don't waste his time. So please ask questions, the related only.
Mr. Chaudhary, thank you. And another question asked by uh, Fuzail Qazi.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Fuzel Kazi.
okay, he asked a question: does our pricing structure have limitations? Yeah, yes, definitely. Limitations has to be there, because I'll tell you, as I told you, it is not important that today I made a pricing change or it is going successfully. No, let me tell you my knowledge in last 18 years. I It is now very dynamic. If I run a promotion today, I have to continuously monitor it. If it is not working properly, I have to change it. The limitation is that if my pricing strategy is not working for 15 days or 7 days, I have to analyze it. And Zale, you must know how to analyze it. So how to analyze, this is a very lengthy class I have to take. How to analyze it, because this is a hidden story of revenue management. If you don't proper analyze it, then you cannot take a action plan. you know it is just like that. आपने खुद ही अगर कार नहीं सिखाए, आप दूसरे को कार चलाना कैसे सिखाओगे? नहीं सिखा सकते. उसके लिए हमको खुद को कार सीखना पड़ेगा. you know uh, like kind of, the criteria is such a very crucial that you have to first analyze it. Analyze what? Analyze your distribution, contribution, productions, their contribution for market segment wise productions, what is happening in study. See, today pandemic happens, we had to change ourselves. We are not applying our regular pricing strategy today. We have completely changed our strategy today. So yes, there is a limitations, and the limitation is that you have to change your pricing strategy depending on your production analysis and your future data analysis. How much customer has been coming up, how much is not coming, traffic is coming or not coming. You have to take a call on that. Is clear, Fuzail?
Fuzel.
Okay. The next question is what is the criteria choose to best OTA? Okay. I think Shine has asked us. Okay. See, the best criteria is it is I'll tell you choosing a OTA or choosing a distribution partner. First, number one criteria is industry rating, because you must know what is happening in industry, what is happening in the that particular OTA contribution to the particular industry. I'll tell you example. GoMMT is running successfully in India, but GoMMT is not successful for our hotel in Nepal. So we have to change our strategy. There, Expedia and Booking.com are say very successful. So we take a strategy. We thought, okay, let's take a call on that part. So that is why we changed our strategy, and the distribution partner, we have to see the choosing a distribution partner is basically on basis of your locations, its importance. Today you are sitting in a Surat. Surat is diamond city. So a lot of people come from abroad also. But you have to see how much percentage. If today I analyze my data in Lords Plaza Surat, I see only hardly 1% customer come from foreign nationals. So I did not to be worried for that. Okay, if 15 to 20% people from website of kind of foreign customers, I might have a choose that hotel for a web international OTA. So to suffice your question, answer is depending on location, depending on your particular OTA's performance in the particular country or area. That's two criteria very important to choose your best OTA. The next question is Saurabh Gajar. Night audit, how revenue rate was count for the day? Sorry, night audit, at the night audit, how revenue rate was count for the day? I did not get your question. Do you want to ask during the night audit? Can you sort of ask your question? I did not understand exactly.
Sorry to interrupt you, Saurabh. Again, as per the principal told you, you didn't ask the question unrelated with the topic. Night auditing is not our topic. You can ask the question related with the revenue management.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes.
Sapneshwar.
Sir, yes, sir. As you said, revenue management plays a very important role in hotel success. Hotel being successful.
Right.
So when can you say that a hotel is successful in terms of revenue management?
Okay. That question answer would be, suppose your hotel occupancy is let's say 90% occupancy, and out of 90% occupancy, your revenue, online distribution contribution is 40%. Okay, let's say that is a budgeted OTA percentage is there, because also for OTA you have to pay commissions. If you go beyond a level, your commissions will be very high, and commissions are expenditure. You cannot go a very high percentage other than a budgeted percentage. So if you achieve that 40% mark plus minus 2%, let's say 38% you achieve, or 42% achieve, it is termed as a good contribution. If you 40% your budgeted OTA contribution, and you achieve 30% or 25%, then it is not a good percentage. You have to be somewhere between 35 to 45. If your budgeted is 40, then you cannot go beyond 35% of contribution of the OTAs. So that is why it will be considered as a, and again, Swapneshwar, this will be only possible when you have analyzed your data properly. Okay, is it correct? Is it understood to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Someone
Sohel.
asked. Yeah, tell me.
Sohel Dhruv.
So I would like to ask the question, sir.
Yeah, please.
So it's a small doubt, but So does the revenue management is different in chain sector and any private sector? It has any differences or it's the same as both in chain?
Do you mean that it is is it different on a chain and standalone hotel? Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It is, yeah, slightly different, because I'll tell you. When you work in a standalone hotel, you don't have options to play with a particular OTA by negotiations. See, being a chain hotel, there's a lot of benefits. Why? Because I can negotiate with the particular OTA. By I have a 30 hotels and 2,000 inventory to sell every day in different location across India and Nepal. So you have to give me a good position, good ranking, good visibility, marketing initiative, and I can demand that. And obviously OTA will hear me. But when you go through a standalone hotel, you don't have very much options available apart from your only promotional help and positional help. But yes, standalone hotel get a good number of marketing support. But only in that case, when the standalone hotel is doing good, the customer review is good, the customer satisfaction percent is very good, then only you can get attention of the OTA. Otherwise, obviously, to answer your question, it is like a kind of standalone hotel get a little lesser benefit than a chain hotel, and chain hotel obviously get a higher importance than a standalone hotel. No doubt on that. That is absolutely true. It is just like a Dhruv. You go to a single shop and you go to a mall. What is the difference between that? Because
The mall has a various variety of shops
exactly. So chain has a various locations. Chain has a various different kind of hotels, and obviously one single hotel you'll find a one single hotel. So obviously customer will, customer will definitely find little limitations to that. A lot of our guests appreciate us. Oh, I stayed in Lords by Surat, very good hospitality. That is why I came to Lords in Udaipur. Because of that. See, one
Oh, yes.
hotel, you got the benefit. I stayed one hotel, I appreciate the effort, and I went to another hotel to get to another benefit. You got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dhruv. Another question has been asked here by I think Shine also. Should we merge with OTA or should we stick with our own hotel website after building our brand name? No. It is just like there is a proverb saying called पुलिस वालों के साथ दुश्मनी ना करो ना दोस्ती भी मत ज्यादा दोस्ती मत करो दुश्मनी मत करो. It is just like that. हमें सबके साथ रहना है, but merging is nowhere possible. But हमें सबके साथ रहना है, but हमें ये देखना है कि हम अपनी ब्रांड वेबसाइट में किस तरह ज्यादा बेनिफिट ले आए, वो हमें लाना चाहिए. Is there any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question there. Does our pricing structure has limitations, any kind of?
No limitations. You have all the options available. Only thing is that you have to very calculative as far as your location concern, as far as your market segment concern, as far as your as far as your production or marketing business source production concern. Some hotel get a very good benefits locally. Some hotels get a very good attention towards like metro cities like Bombay, Delhi.
Location, it means location and timing.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Location wise, there is no limitation. There is like plenty of options available. Don't see,
Okay, sir.
limitation is something called, I don't have anything to do, but options are available. Only thing is that you have to open yourself how to do it. So approach is very much different, you know.
Yes, thank you,
Sohail,
sir.
any doubt?
I got it.
Okay, somebody asked, what are the challenges faced in revenue management? Yeah, good question, Jay Parekh. Okay, now see, the question is, okay, before that, there is another question. Sahil asked, can you explain us the Hubert formula approach? See, this Hubert formula, it was actually, it is still working, but it is basically working, Sahil, in the case of especially financial obligations, not only revenue management, because see, today revenue management is very dynamic. It is not a like kind of, you know, it is not very I'll say strategically. I'm telling you, it is very much now beyond. You know, I'll tell you, a lot of Australian hotels and today selling their hotel, you know, villas and lagoons, you know, to compete with you know, Pacific hotels and all these hotels in Indian Ocean. They are competing. They're giving a top competitions, like, you know, giving them I think high end hotels. They are offering you know, very limited cost of airfare. You know, if you tell them to book, they will help you to make airline bookings on a very limited cost. The high end hotels. So it is not very, like, things are not approaching. Yeah, this is there. Definitely the formula is working. Still, a lot of hotels are working on that. But this is moreover keen to a financial way method. Jay's question was challenge. Challenge is there, Jay. Today, main challenge in revenue management is everybody talk about revenue management, but in action, there's a very less people do it. So that is very important. That means there is a shortage of revenue management professionals. So that is absolutely main challenge in revenue management. That is it. Nothing else is. And people took in a very wrong way revenue management. That's wrong actually. Sahil again asked, what is your biggest achievement as a revenue manager? See, my biggest achievement was when you know, my our chain, when I joined Rods, it was 11 hotels, and I used to get like kind of only 15-16% revenue come from OTA. Today we have a 32% revenue coming from all the 32 hotels, and crores of revenue was coming through, you know, our last before pandemic we used to get a 35% of revenue. Our revenue percentage is 35% from OTAs. It is approximately 30 crore, 30-35 crore of rupees. So I think that's my biggest achievement when I since I joined here. So that's, I think I think that's a very much a commendable cycle. We should continue for lots.
Thank you,
Mm,
sir. Sir, we have a precious time. You have precious time that we will be conduct for the next seminars, like next webinars, 100%. And the students, just you wait for that, sir. I'll be involved the second phase of that webinars. I request you, sir, also interested for again for 2 to 3 webinars. So we are very glad. And that, sir, these few words to you, that your words definitely help us to strengthen our knowledge, our knowledge, and really appreciate the same you've invested. And thank you once again, sir. And hope that we will be shortly that request you for taking another 2 webinars or 2 to 3 webinars.
Absolutely, Mr. Chaudhary. I'll be happy to share my
And we are,
knowledge and
we are very, very thank you to you, and we are like very, very lucky that you are the great personality, that great figures that they already share the main major. In my knowledge, the revenue division, the revenue management, it is the pillar of the industries, any of the industries. Revenue strong, then 100%. You just like share your experience for the 30-35% the revenue collects from the OTA. It is not like joking. So that's why students also interested. And thank you again for you come for that, like taking a precious time to us.
thank you, Mr. Chaudhary. I'll take just last line what Mr. Chaudhary told me. He appreciate my effort, but one thing, my friends, you should not forget about that basic study. Always invest what you are doing today. Do first. This is comes first, and use the pandemic for more knowledge. Read more books and gather some good knowledge on a internet platform. Use internet as your friend, not as a searching to different other aspects of. Do that in a leisure time, but no, enhance your knowledge. Time is very precious. I'll tell you. And third thing I want to tell you, it is not a my success, it is the entire team success, because all our entire team, all our hotel operation managers, my superiors, my superiors like Mr. Puri and Mr. Suri, Mrs. Bansal, Mr. Bansal, they helped me so much. They helped me so much of free hand to experiment the things, to do the things in a Lord's way, to do better things for Lords. And this is the company who gives a lot of freedom towards our job descriptions, and do beyond your capability. They have they give us a hope, they give us a lot of dreams. So this helps a lot, positive. And in this pandemic, I'll tell you, my friends, engage yourself to enhance your knowledge, and only positive attitude can help you. Do not listen to negative things, because negative things never going to help you, never going to help you. Do not intervene. Some people will tell you, अरे ये होटल इंडस्ट्री बहुत ये हो गया, पैंडेमिक में खराब हो गया. No, it is, do not listen to this industry has a lot more future. And let me tell you, this industry is booming back. You take my word, once this pandemic will be covered, you'll see our industry will booming back, and you'll see a lot more benefits. Last year in pandemic in India, how many hotels opened? 129 luxury hotels opened in pandemic. Can you imagine? In pandemic, during COVID, 129 मतलब 4 स्टार 5 स्टार होटल हमारे पास ओपन हुआ है पूरा इंडिया में. तो आप समझिए कि ये इंडस्ट्री कभी नहीं खत्म होगा. ये तो लोगों की, इसलिए हमेशा बोलता हूँ, आप हमेशा पॉजिटिव रहिए. इन्वेस्ट योर नॉलेज लेने में इन्वेस्ट करिए माइंड को. इंटरनेट में अच्छी चीज पढ़िए, अच्छी नॉलेज लीजिए, एंड टेक माय वर्ड, बाय एंड ऑफ द ईयर यू विल बी सी द डिफरेंस. कोई भी एक बुक्स पढ़ लीजिए, कोई भी एक बुक ले लीजिए, एंड रीड 2 pages as make it a hobby. You will be see wonderful result, my friends. And at the end, I'll say, stay safe, stay healthy, do not go outside until and unless it is very necessary. And always listen to Mr. Chaudhary. He's a good mentor, he's a good leader, and definitely he'll take you all towards a good state of mind, good future. And we all are with you, every one of you in Lords Hotels. We are first with you, because you are our integral part of our hotel chain. We always talk about you young minds in our corporate office, how we can help our young minds in Lords Institute of Management, and that will keep it continue. So do not think that nobody is there. We entire Lord's team are with you. So do not worry for anything. We are always with you till the end. Take
Thank you,
care.
sir.
Stay
Thank you,
blessed.
sir. Before ending this session, I never forget that our ma'am, our director ma'am, Bansal ma'am, and another Mr. Jain sir, Mr. Pradeep Jain. Without the support of them, we can't do anything for that. Thanks a lot. Thanks, sir. Students, you are wait over there. I some discussion with you. Students, you are not left.